5, 6. Numbers 13a through 14a. Okay, so it says solve the linear equation graphically. So whenever I want to graph these, I need to have them in y-intercept form. So y equals mx plus b. Okay, where m is my slope, b is my y-intercept, right? Okay, so now I want to look at this equation, y equals x minus 2. So my slope is this right here. Okay, there's a 1 there. So 1 over 1. My b is right there, negative 2. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and graph that. So I go down 2, 1, 2. And I'm going to go up 1, right 1. 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 I also could go down 1, left 1. Down 1, left 1. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and draw a nice straight line here. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing with my second one. So I have my slope is 2, my y-intercept is negative 5. So I'm going to go down 5 and put a point on my y-axis. I'm going to go up 2, right 1. 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 And I can go ahead and draw another nice line. Alright, and my point here is going to be where they intercept. So that happens to be 3, 1. Okay, B says verify your solution by using substitution. So I'm going to take my equation here and I'm going to substitute that into my other equation for y. So I have x minus 2 equals 2x minus 5. Okay, so I'm going to subtract an x, and I get 1x minus 5 equals negative 2. I'm going to add 5 to both sides, and I get x equals 3. So far I'm good. Now I want to substitute this back into my original equation and find y. So y equals 3 minus 2, and y equals 1. Okay, so my solution here would be 3, 1, which is the same from my graph, so I know it's good. Okay, let's look at 13b. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. I want to set up my slope, which is going to be 1/2, and my b, which equals 3. Alright, now let's remember for the second one, y equals 2. That's going to be a horizontal line, right? Anything that what's y equals is always a horizontal line. So I know that my slope of any kind of horizontal line is always 0. And my y-intercept is exactly what is there, 2. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and graph this one first. I need to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I have 1 over 2, so that's up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. Alright, and then also down 1, left 2. Down 1, left 2. Okay, and I can go ahead and draw a nice straight line there. Okay, and y equals 2, remember, is a horizontal line at 2. Okay, so I want to find where they intersect. That's right here. So that looks to be negative 2 up 2. Okay, so now verify your solution using substitution. Okay, so I know here y equals 2. So I'm going to substitute that in for my y. So that means I'm going to have 2 equals 1/2 x plus 3. Okay, so I subtract 3 from both sides. So I have negative 1 equals 1/2 x. To clear out this fraction, I need to multiply by the reciprocal, so I'm going to times each side by 2. So I get x equals negative 2. So x equals 2, y equals 2. So my solution is negative 2, 2, which is good, checks out. Okay, 14a. So Sarah and Samantha are both given the following system. Alright, Sarah wants to solve using the substitution method. Samantha wants to solve using elimination. Explain which method you would use and why. Okay, since this one is solved for x already, I would use substitution. Alright, so since one of the equations is solved for x, x. If it was one of them was solved for y, I would also want to use substitution. I would use substitution. Okay. Remember, if they're lined up and both in standard form, then we would use elimination. If they're both in y equals, then I would want to use graphing. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's substitute in. So I'm going to box off that there, and I'm going to plug that in for x. Alright, now the key is this negative here. So I want to write that negative and then substitute this in. Negative 4y plus 17 plus y equals negative 2. The reason why that's important is because now I need to distribute that negative, because really there's a negative 1 there. So I'm going to distribute that negative. So negative 1 times negative 4 is 4y. Negative 1 times 17 is negative 17 plus y equals negative 2. I want to combine my like terms, so I get 5y minus 17 equals negative 2, and then I'm going to add 17. So 5y equals 15. And finally divide by 5. So y equals 3. Okay, now I'm going to take my 3 and substitute it into the one that I boxed up here, because that's already solved for x. So x equals negative 4 times 3 plus 17. So x equals negative 12 plus 17. X equals 5. So my solution is 5, 3.